just how I'm designed, that's just how I was built. See the look in my eyes, you take all of this from me, and I'm still gonna survive. You get truth from me, but these rappers gon' lie. I'm a part of these streets, to the day that I die. I wave out of the haters, man, that I finally done made it. Take a look, and you can tell that I'm destined for greatness. Tell me, what do you see when you're looking at me? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I love gymnastics. From the time I was 5 until I turned 13, I spent a tremendous amount of time in the gym. I did gymnastics for 8 years, 6 of which I had dreams of competing in the most prestigious competition in the world. Yeah, the Olympics. And I knew it was gonna take a lot of work, but that's what I wanted, and I wasn't gonna let anything get in my way. And I loved gymnastics, but it was hard. I practiced 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, and I enjoyed gymnastics, but there were some days when my love for the sport was stretched to the max. I can remember one practice like it was yesterday. We were 2 hours into practice, we were working on the vault. We'd been at it for close to an hour, and again, I could not stick the landing. Basically what I was trying to do was a round off onto the vault, push off, backflip, land. I was getting so frustrated because time and time again, I could not get the rotation I needed. My coach would say, Ben, you need to be faster, more speed on the runway, more explosion off the springboard, more power off the vault. So I tried again, and again, and again. And I was about ready to give up when my coach said, all right, one last time, give it all you got. All I could think about was how I'd given it everything I had the last 50 times. But I'm standing at the end of the runway. And keep in mind, I'm a tiny little guy. I'm 4 foot nothing, 60 pounds. I'm miniature. I start down the runway, and I'm running as fast as I can get my little legs to move. I'm approaching the springboard. I leap with plenty of speed. I hit the springboard, more than enough explosion, and then, wham! I nail the 150-pound vault, moving it 6 inches back into the resi pit. It took me a while to walk that one off. I worked hard at gymnastics. I competed at state multiple times. I competed at the Junior Olympics in Las Vegas. There were even a few times I qualified for the men's gymnastics Region 1 finals. Now, the Region 1 finals consisted of roughly the top 15 gymnasts from each of the 4 states: Arizona, Nevada, California, and Hawaii. And keep in mind, I wanted to go to the Olympics, and if I were to do well at the Region 1 finals, I could potentially qualify for junior nationals, and that's where people could truly see my potential. So my performance meant a lot. We flew into Phoenix the night before, got to the hotel, and then got to the gym the next morning. I began warming up. My coaches were feeding me last-minute tips before the day got started, and the day began really well. I was sticking my landings. I was feeling good going into my 3rd event. And I was usually pretty good at high bar. It was probably my 2nd best behind floor, so I was confident. I started the routine. Giant, giant, pirouette, reverse giant, pirouette, giant, giant. And as I came over the top, I prepared for my dismount. I came through the bottom, snapped, release, tucked in to complete the double backflip. But this time, something was different. I lost all sight of where I was. I lost all control of my body, opened up early, and when I came down, I landed on the back of my neck. The whole gym went silent. I blacked out for a few seconds. When I woke up, my coaches and the doctor on site were kneeling over me. I could hear my mom bawling in the background. So I tried to get up, but it hurt and they told me not to move. After a few minutes of basic reflex tests, they helped me off to the side so the doctor could get a better look. After about 5-10 minutes, they told me that I was lucky. That if my coach wouldn't have gotten his arm between my neck and the mat, I could have been paralyzed from the neck down. Lucky for me, I walked away from the doctor's station with a big bag of ice on my neck and shoulders. Lucky for me, I walked away. I continued to ice my body as I struggled to finish the rest of the meet, continuously hearing from everyone around me that no one would look down upon me or hold it against me if I didn't finish. But I continued on. And needless to say, the rest of the gym meet wasn't exactly successful. But when I got back to practice the next week, I had to do the one thing that I feared the most: get back on the high bar and try it again. Because that's what I had to do to be a competitor. If I wanted to achieve my dreams of going to the Olympics, I could not let fear keep me from working hard to achieve those dreams. I had a passion for gymnastics, and it taught me a lot in those 8 years. But 2 lessons that I learned the most were to find something you love and to work hard. To find something you love. This past Thanksgiving, I saw a story that pretty much says everything that can be said about finding something you love and embracing that passion. It's about a boy by the name of Josiah Vieira. Josiah was born with a rare disease called Hutchinson-Gilford-Progeria syndrome, or early aging disease. Hutchinson-Gilford-Progeria syndrome has caused Josiah to age roughly 10 years for every 1 year of life. At the age of 7, standing at only 27 inches tall and weighing a mere 15 and a half pounds, Josiah Vieira was living in the body of a 60 to 70-year-old man. I was lucky enough to see this video about Josiah.
He is 27 inches tall, just 2 inches taller than the length of his bat, and weighs 15 and a half pounds. But his size never limits his desire to play or his joy in the game.
Baseball makes me happy. I like real baseball because I like to run bases.
Josiah presented his dream to play on a team to the town Little League.
What did you tell Coach the first time you met him about playing baseball?
I want to play baseball.
He came over and looked straight up at me, and he asked me, "Coach, can I play?" What are you going to say to a little kid like that?
May 5th, Josiah stepped to the plate to play one game with the Tri-Valley White Sox.
He hit the ball. Didn't go far, 5, 6 feet. And he'd take off for first base. Pants are falling down, he's trying to run in a shirt, and a hat's bouncing around him. He's fast as he can go with his little arms going, trying to get to first base. He makes it to first base, he turns around and looks at the coach and goes, "Yeah," like that, you know.
June 18th, nearly 1,000 people came to watch Josiah play.
Know his condition, and they think, them little legs he has, but boy, can they run to base. You know, I think that's what really touched the people, that even though he has this sickness, he gave it his all.
Everybody drink it up for Josiah. It's his last bat for tonight.
He loves the game for the game. Not win or lose. It's just love, is just to swing the bat, hit the ball around the base.
I don't know what Josiah thought when they all started to chant his name when he was out in the field. You could see him smile. He just soaked it all in.
All Josiah ever wanted to do was play the game of baseball. He has a love and a passion for the sport. As we go through our lives, we need to find this love and passion that Josiah exemplifies. We need to find something to love. Will Josiah ever play Major League Baseball? No. Is he ever going to hit a home run or make the game-winning save at home plate? Probably not. But that doesn't matter to Josiah. His focus is playing baseball and enjoying the time that he has. His focus is playing the sport that he loves. Take a moment to think. What's the one thing in your life that you have a true passion for? As you go back to your homes, identify the one thing that you have a passion for, that one thing that you want to be better at, that one thing that you truly love. And once you've found something to love, work hard at it. The second lesson I learned from gymnastics, to work hard. Now, growing up, my parents were always pretty hard on my sister and I. It could have been something as small as feeding the dogs, dusting the house, to something as big as our first job. But no matter what, they always made sure we did the best job possible. I can remember one summer working for my dad. It was my first summer job. My parents own a powder coating business, so the big 15-foot oven runs at about 400 degrees all day long, and we work within 30 yards of it. So in the summer, it is extremely hot. I was 12, 13 years old, working 6 to 8 hour days, maybe 4 or 5 days a week. It was the end of the day. I was hot, I was tired, and I just wanted the day to be over. My dad walks up to me and he says, "Ben, you working hard or hardly working?" At first, I didn't see the significance behind the question. I just thought it was my dad's way of telling me that he wasn't paying me to slack off and he was going to treat me just like every other employee. But now, I realize that his question, a question I've heard countless times from my dad, didn't just apply to the task at hand. It was a question I could apply to my life. It applies to whatever we are doing. We are always told to dream big, but what we are never told is how much work and effort it's going to take to achieve those dreams. Wherever it is that our heart and our interests take us, we must give it everything we've got. If we truly want to show pride in what we love, we must be working hard, not hardly working. Once our philosophy changes and we truly believe that we should live a life working hard at something we love, we need to understand that life is change. Obviously, I didn't make it to the Olympics. I made a choice to change my priorities. I made a choice not to give up on my dreams, but to make the better decision for my family. If I wanted to continue, I would have had to travel an hour each way every day, and I didn't want that. I didn't want to put my family through that. I didn't want my family to have to make the same sacrifices for me like they had done before. I made that choice. And I would be lying if I said that sometimes I don't wonder if I would have made it. But then I look at my life now, and where I stand now because my interests changed. My decision to stop gymnastics led to my love for this blue jacket. And I simply hope I've worked hard enough to wear it proudly for you. California FFA, thank you for giving me the opportunity to work hard for you this year. To my parents, family, and friends, thank you for understanding my love for the FFA and sacrificing time spent so that I could follow this love. To my advisors, thank you for helping me reach this point in my life and never letting me give less than 110% in high school. To my teammates, thank you for serving as role models. Thank you for showing me how hard I needed to work and never letting me forget the exact reason why we are here. FFA members, thank you for the most humbling and rewarding experience of my life. As you leave here on Tuesday, you go to your homes, you go to your school, your daily life, remember 3 things. Find something you love, whether it be music, drama, choir, sports, school, whatever it might be. Find something you love. Also remember to work hard at everything. Take your love, your dreams, your passion, and work hard at them to make them a reality. The last thing to remember, change is good. When our lives change, when your interests change, Embrace that change and find new ways to utilize your talents. California FFA, life is change. But you can always find something to love. And you can always work hard.